Blessings. You're back in the studio. You're actually first time in the studio with Grace Levi via this setting, okay? If you don't know who I am, my name is Miss Grace Levi. I did a live this morning highlighting what happened with a student, a college student in Delta University in Mississippi. I do apologize. And I expressed a lot of things this morning, but what I did not do is get to the business and really break down what's going on. So I want to have a good conversation about this. I want to send respect and love to the parents of Trey Reed, as well as we have found out in the last couple of hours there is another hanging that took place in Mississippi. So let me give the time for the notifications to go out. Guys, thank you for being here. We're going to do our live this way until I can get what's going on with my PC together and notifications go out. So let the notifications go out. Give me 1 second. I hope you got your tea. We're going to put this together for the people because Kirk, after this Charlie Kirk unaliving, we were made aware that there were certain threats that were happening towards the HBCU. So we're going to show you that, show you what happened, what's going on with Trey Reed, current case, as well as the second person that is found in Mississippi hanging. Okay, I did take the liberty to call the school, guys. I called Delta University and spoke to their media department, and that was an hour prior to the statement that they was going to be releasing. I thought it was going to be a video. They said that they were going to be doing, basically coming out and speaking on it, but they're just doing a statement. So we're going to go over that statement, and then we're going to talk about the other hanging, something that's seriously going on. So we're going to turn the camera around. Give me 1 second, and what I want to do, hit the like button for me, guys. Hit the like button because we're going to deep dive a little bit. All right, so right here we have TikTok because this is where we're going to get the most information from about this particular case. I do want to send blessings to Don Lemon. He does have a short on his page, his YouTube page, and his TikTok page talking about this particular incident, highlighting Trey Reed's situation. Let's play the.
A 21-year-old student was found hanging from a tree in Cleveland, Mississippi. It's at a university called Delta State University in Cleveland. They found him early in the morning, about 7 o'clock, hanging from a tree. They're saying at this point there's no foul play, but folks are calling for investigations. And I think they need to get to the bottom. This guy's name is DeMar Travion Trey Reed. He's from Grenada, Mississippi. Everyone they spoke to said he was a great guy. He lit up a room. And so why was he hanging from a tree? What happened? That's what we need to know, whether it's foul play or not. This story deserves to be investigated and told, and we'll stay on top of it.
All right, so we got a word from Don Lemon, and this was earlier, I believe, yesterday, and that's on his YouTube page. So I don't hope he follow up with this. So we're going to be keeping our eye because this will be a great person to get the word out about this. But let's just do a little flashback first. Check this out. Y'all remember this? Just a few days ago, on September 12th, extremist group for Charlie Kirk. They're using his death to radicalize others, and that's what I think we're seeing right here. Hold on, this article is not showing to us, but this is what I believe is happening. Now, I'm going to highlight that the second death that we do have a notification of, we're trying to verify the actual ethnicity, but it seems like this person was a homeless person. Okay, so you remember a few days ago it says white men fight back, protests erupt in Huntington Beach in wake of Charlie Kirk murder. So I think we have a TikTok of that, which is here. Let's watch this together. And this was 5 days ago. Now, we already highlighted, and most of the world knows that the person that is alleged to be responsible for this is of Caucasian ethnicity as well as a Republican. So, this right here was kind of confusing to me for them to be, sounding pretty extreme and confused in their protest. But let's just watch this. Hold on. So there's been a lot of bullhorns going out, and I believe this was a bullhorn. But as you saw, um, the people who are recording this is trying to find out what are they talking about. It looks pretty ridiculous. What are you fighting back? So let's watch a little bit more. This is what happened in Huntington Beach. But if you guys can let me know, who are they fighting back against? I'm gonna get to y'all comments. So I'm gonna read the comments while y'all watching this. I'm only gonna read the ones that is not inciting craziness and that makes sense. Blessings and good evening, good afternoon, Mittens. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming in positive. Roscoe, you believe this crap. Give us some more details of what you're talking about, Roscoe. Please talk as though you're an adult so we can make it make sense. Watching Don Lemon is your first problem. I'm not a follower of Don Lemon. I'm actually very diverse with who I watch. Just to give y'all a heads up, I'm very diverse with who I watch if y'all got to know me. And I just go for information, truth, and fact. But because he is a big content creator in our community and people do watch him, that's why I said it's good for him to follow up. But even if I was a Don Lemon supporter, you guys, some of you guys are Trump supporter. He's not the most upstairs, and you guys love him. So judge a book by its cover. Look in the mirror. Let's finish watch this real quick and still try to determine, because you guys can tell me what are they talking about, since we have a lot of the Trump lovers here. Who are they fighting against back? Because I'm thinking that they should be fighting back against the government, right? Because that's what y'all wanted to do, drain the swamp. We're all paying tax no matter what color we are. We're not in different tax brackets based on actual physical color, but our economic stance, some way may be more disadvantaged than the other. But please tell me what they're fighting back about. Let's finish watch this, because I'm confused. You said, look, someone said there is no evidence that any of them people support Charlie Kirk. Matter of fact, Charlie said that these guys should remove their masks. So get facts straight. Well, who did he say should remove their masks? Is he talking about ICE? Or was he talking about this particular group after his death? Did Charlie Kirk say, the Clark said that? I'm kind of confused. But these people came out after his death, and these look like the far, what y'all call it, the right? Okay, that's what it's looking like. It may not be his total supporters. I'm gonna be keep in consideration that during the Black Lives Matter movement, it was infiltrated, and they had people there that wasn't of our nation, of our cause. So I'll keep that in mind. But it's looking, it sounded familiar in tone, at least. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I'm tripping. Thank you. Shout out to Xavier, Brad, and guess who runs both parties? Yes, someone's here with some logic. Let's keep it going. I just wanted y'all to kind of take a flashback of what's been happening in the last few days and how I'm, in my logical mind, connecting these events that we're going to talk about today to these white men or these people getting, how can I see that retribution via inciting violence, okay, and blowing dog whistles. Okay, let's see if we find one more, and then we're going to kind of move forward and give respect to Trey Reed and start talking about his case, and then we're going to talk about the second person that's found homeless, because some of the things that they were fighting for was not just DEI and draining the swamp. They were mad at homelessness. There were reckless statements made about homeless people needing to be put to sleep if they don't want to do right and get into these particular programs. And I'm going to highlight this because y'all know on Wednesdays, just to give y'all a heads up, the people who are just watching me, I give food out every Wednesdays down here in Atlanta. And 2 weekends ago, I could not find them, and I kind of constituted that to the Chris Brown concert that they had. But then there are a lot of talks about homeless people disappearing as well. So the reason why I'm talking about this, because the second person who found hanging was a homeless person. Now, just to give y'all a heads up, I have two pictures. One looks like he's pure Caucasian and one looks like he's minority. So we're going to have to update as far as the ethnicity. But as far as the hate that gives, that they were pushing, these are the two categories, and it's just happened in 24 hours. So let's just kind of watch this, okay, guys, so we can kind of build up of what's going on. Let's see what's going on with this. Hold on. This was the one I wanted to watch.
The idea of a civil war against themselves. It seems as though their hopes are to inspire extreme rightists to fight against the left side. Their protest is not about peace. Their words are literally fight back, and they're shouting this out for every white man to hear. I can imagine that a lot of these guys will be identified by the end of the weekend, and they will probably be without a job. But I'll keep you guys up to date on the termination of all of these guys, and what do you think about this? It's the idea of a civil war.
Hold on. I'm not the only one kind of thinking that these guys is inciting a civil war, and it's starting with them. I'm going to read your comment real quick. It says, hold on one second. There's no evidence that any of them, we read that one, Brad. Hold on. I think it went down. It was one that I wanted to address. Trying to find something positive to address that makes sense. It says, damn, you're near everyone who was a Democrat in 1868. I need things that is pertaining to the subject. It says, Grace, do you know what party started the Civil War and created the Klan? The founder of the KKK spoke at the DNC in 1868. Yes, I know it's the Democrat Party. Yes, sir. And I'm not a Democrat. Just to highlight, y'all, I'm a separatist. I'm a Hebrew woman, and all I do is just highlight the truth and facts. That's why I have no problem going to different people's platform, read different books, and learn from different ethnicity. This is me. So so y'all can kind of know my foundation. I'm a right is right, wrong is wrong type of person. So when I say I'm a separatist, I separate myself from the BS, and I separate from people and things that don't want me and don't respect me and don't follow God. So just remember that. So I do, y'all can talk Democrat, Republican, if y'all feel like that's necessary. But we talking human here as far as what's going on, because this is what they want to declare a civil war, in my opinion, so martial law can be invoked across the United States and keep Trump in his place, to say that we are at a state of war, and set our government more against us through means of the National Guard, our police, and Also, maybe try to bring NATO in here because at the end of the day, it seems like our government is waging war on us. So it takes us to be divided first. Just to give you a heads up, this is my concept. It takes us as the people to be divided first and let's fight amongst each other with race against race, this against that, while they continue to take our money, spend it on perpetual wars, steal resources that we never get, increase our taxes, keep us in perpetual debt, and we subrogate it to everything. Like we basically don't own nothing. Even when you buy your house without a mortgage, you still owe taxes. And if you don't pay that, you lose it. Yeah, this is how I feel. So that's where I'm coming from to give y'all a heads up of who I am. Okay. So let's just get back to the subject matter and then I'm going to get to your comments because I'll be really bad with the comments. But I do want to get to paying respect to Tyree. Trey Reed, because his mother would have never thought that he would have woke up. She would have woke up and she wouldn't have been, her son wouldn't have been here. This is totally uncalled for. Hold on one second. Make sure that I got this up. Let me get this.
Not here for him.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
You compare it. How you compare it? Keep yourself over there, bud.
So, my name is Patrick. I'm with the sheriff's office.
Yes.
And who are we looking for?
Steven?
Steven Belovich.
Don't know him. Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Okay, well, apparently he used to be registered to this address, or is
This address?
well, currently registered to this address.
Give me 1 second. Trying to pull everything up. All right, let's watch some videos real quick. Let's go. So we're trying to figure out what happened to Trey.
What in the hell's going on in Mississippi? Two men were just found hanging from trees on the same day. Something's up. So just within 2 hours, 2 men were found hanging from trees in Mississippi. One, a young college student by the name of Trey Reed. The other, a homeless man by the name of Cory Zukatis. So first at 7:05 a.m., campus police found the body of 21-year-old Trey Reed hanging from a tree by the pickleball courts. Trey is African American. Now the police chief, Michael Keeler, in a press conference is stating that there's no evidence of foul play. But Trey's family has different information. One cousin of Trey said she'd seen the reports and it said that he was beaten and bruised. Both his arms.
Hold on. Now, someone said don't watch YouTube shorts for info. This is actually TikTok, and the only reason why we have to watch TikTok and social media like this because YouTube suppress, the local news suppress. They're not talking about this, and then usually people come on TikTok or Instagram with raw footage. So don't disturb people from looking at this. But what we do prompt people to do is do your due diligence and go look for more resources. So he's actually reading that newspaper ad that I have here too for you guys. But I'm going to show you the difference because the picture that he shows you of the homeless guy, he looks Caucasian and then one looks Spanish. So we are cross-referencing. We are kind of looking through different social medias because that's the only thing that we have because we are in different states and they control our narrative. Also, keep in mind that we all got different VPNs. So, when you're in a certain area and you don't have a VPN that can go out to different countries and stuff, your news is pretty censored. So don't let them fool you guys. Get your information from where you can, but cross-reference. I just wanted to address that comment, okay?
Broken, he had a broken leg. Now this all happened at Delta State University, which was founded in 1924, but had a history of violence against black students. And it was their 100-year centennial. Now the police are saying there's no foul play, and the coroner is saying that there aren't any broken arms or broken legs on Trey. Yet the cause of death has not been revealed yet. Now Cory Zukatis' body was found at 10:30 a.m. that same day, and he was a homeless white man. Now Mississippi's always been kind of...
Now, some of you guys, yes, I do answer questions that's politically opposition or different from me. But now, can this hit your heart a little bit? If he's a homeless white man being hanged, because the same party who we're talking about, the people who fueling this hate, they hate homeless people, and homeless people come in a whole lot of colors, and they've been disappearing too. So would this touch your heart now? Let's go.
If you know what I mean. But the coroner's saying there's no evidence to suggest that Trey was physically attacked
before his death. The cops are saying there's no foul play, yet his family has videos of Trey hanging from the tree. Some alleging you can physically see the attack on Trey's body. People, it is 2025. This is an injustice, and it cannot be overlooked. I don't know if these two are correlating, but I know something's up with Trey.
And the only correlation that I can put is what I just told you. There's a certain hate group that sent out dog whistles a couple of days ago because they hurt their own, and something weird is happening.
Justice needs to be served here. If racial violence is still happening to this day, lynchings, it has to stop. I think we need to look into this police chief and we need to look into this coroner because it sounds like they're hiding something.
Because if this is connected to that tone, you're gonna have to keep in mind how many different groups that the right wing or whatever you want to call them hate. They hate homeless, they hate black, they hate LGBTQ. It's a whole lot. So are we gonna find one by one of these things happening? Homeless people. I'm a little concerned. Let's watch this about the Delta student. Okay, so y'all just know that it's two people we're going to talk about. And let me just show you the picture of the other person. This is the other one. Like we said, I appreciate you said that it's good that you heard that I said I cross-referenced. That's why I was looking like, wait, this like a Spanish kid. And then the other one looked like a Caucasian man. I would go more with the Caucasian guy because of the last name and the age. You see what I'm saying? So, but this is where I first caught wind of it. So 4 hours ago, that's why it's good to keep your eyes open. So, yeah, thank you for that. Let's move forward. Now we're going to talk about the Delta student and these statements and the difference of what the family is saying.
Now, you guys, the public is calling for answers after a black man was found hanging on the campus of Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi. So according to law enforcement, the body was found around 7 o'clock this morning, and it belongs to a man by the name of Trey Reed. And y'all, after listening to the press conference, they're saying that they don't believe foul play is involved, which I find to be absolutely crazy. Listen to this.
The deceased individual was discovered on our campus this morning. At approximately 7:05 a.m., the university police was notified of what appeared to be the body of a black male hanging from a tree central campus near the DSU pickleball courts. We later identified the male subject to be 21-year-old Trey Reed of Grenada, Mississippi. Mr. Reed's next of kin has been notified. At this time, there's no evidence of foul play.
Now, y'all, this
I am answering questions. Red Panda, this happened in the last 24 hours. So we're trying to get the news out about this. Thank you for asking logical questions.
Trey Reed, like I said before, they have notified his next of kin. And even though they're saying they don't believe foul play is involved, they have got the FBI involved in this situation. They did say that Trey was a student at this university. And as of right now, that is all the information that I have. But I'm going to keep reporting on this, y'all, because we're going to get justice for Trey. Something about this case is not right, especially being in Mississippi. My heart goes out to his family, and comment below and let me know your thoughts.
So in the audience right here, it just says, family said broken bones. I don't want to turn this too much, but it says family say broken bones and legs and arms. Coronary said no broken bones. Family needs their own x-rays, autopsies, and any cameras. And allegedly, from what we're hearing, that mysteriously these cameras were not on. Again, you know, the boogeyman, as someone says. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep listening because we want to put this out there and kind of put as much information as possible because they're not talking about it. Hold on. Oh, did they? They must. Okay, so obviously, sometimes TikTok does this, mess up videos. So let's see, can we find another video of the police department talking about this, obviously, because it was making numbers. This is what happens. But let's see about this.
The 1980 situation that happened with the sit-in. I love to refer to that situation because that was one of the significant situations that happened with one of the black revolts that happened at the school. But still, I'm trying to be composed in this video.
I think this is his cousin or his friend. Let's see, because they said it's someone who was close to him was making a video basically saying he was having encounters at this school, and it was a lot of things that was happening that was being pushed under the rug and they wasn't addressing related to the racial tone, something to that nature. I don't know the exact story, but let's see, can we come across it?
And I'm trying to keep it all together. But it's a lot of shit that happens on that campus that don't know how to do shit about.
Yeah, this is him.
It was incidents before my incidents. My big incident happened and then I reported that nobody did nothing about. Somebody tried to report me for a hate crime, and they was the one being homophobic, transphobic, and being racist. And they was trying to lock me up until I had multiple people come out and speak against him. There was an incident that I reported that it was a group of white students in a white truck while I was a freshman. They yelled at me and my friends and called us a bunch of monkeys. Please do a deep dive on this. Please, 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 please do your research on this.
Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Are y'all there? I think they paused me. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back, y'all. They paused the video. As y'all can see, I have great service, so I'm gonna wait till a few of y'all get back in here. They kicked y'all out. I'm gonna let y'all get back in here. As we get serious and they see that the crowd is understanding and the racial tension is going away, they kicked us out. So thank you for coming back. I'm glad I'm paying attention. I saw the thing start spinning. But let's watch this, because as you missed what I said, I pray that y'all don't think I'm gaslighting. I'm presenting the information as what we see. Now, let's play this.
Journalists, welcome to, and go from there.
Hold on.
And go from there. Like, we are so far down the
Whoa.
And go from there. Like,
Check.
we are so far down the poem of first they came for because we have
Wow. Hold on, y'all. Something's going on. Y'all see, this is another thing. This is how we get censored, y'all. You see the videos, the 2 videos I just showed you? This is a 2-minute video. TikTok does it too. That's why we got to go search around. It keep going to the end of the video. So I don't even know what he's trying to say regardless. Isn't that ridiculous? This is how they censor us. You saw what happened? I got paused. Mind you, I got great service in the house. I'm not traveling. Y'all got knocked off. And then all of a sudden, okay, y'all, let's just keep this going. Let's put y'all prayer warriors, pray with Miss Grace. We're going to send our prayers up to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, that he cover us so we can get this information out so people can see the true lesson in this and what's going on around us, that they're trying to start a civil war amongst the people in America. I truly believe, so they can call martial law and continue to move forward on locking us down. And if we don't stop being divided and seeing what's happening, we're going to be up street without a paddle. So let's go, because we have a black young boy, 21, and an older, almost middle-aged Caucasian man, homeless, hung hours apart.
Hey, baby. So I made a video about this yesterday, but it kind of went unnoticed.
Hold on. We want to get the news. We don't want a lot of people business. Hold on 1 second.
The whole city was shocked to hear the news when a girl's body was found hanging from a tree on one of our university campuses this morning. Viewers were shocked by this sad news. PCC page came to Delta State University, where 21-year-old student Iman Tryon. The train was found to be a fake at the University of Wahia.
This ain't a good one. Hold on. Let's see. Is this the family? This is the family. Let's go.
A black kid was found
Hold
hanging from a
on.
tree in Mississippi, and something really doesn't add up about this entire story. Early morning Monday, 21-year-old Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree right in the middle of Delta State University's campus in Cleveland, Mississippi. His body was discovered around 7 a.m. near the pickleball courts. Now, University Police Chief Mike Peeler confirmed the discovery and said that foul play is not suspected. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is involved, and Trey's body was released to the coroner for an autopsy. But here's the problem. Almost immediately, family and friends started saying something very different, that Trey's arms and a leg were broken. The coroner pushed back, saying that he didn't see broken bones in his exam, which leaves us with two very different stories. The official version and the one people closest to Trey believe. Now, Delta State shut down classes and canceled events, though no lockdown was issued. Officials said there was no ongoing threat, but let's be real. A black man found hanging from a tree in Mississippi will never feel straightforward. History matters here. Generations of lynchings and cover-ups mean people are skeptical, and honestly, can you blame them? Now, don't get my...
And this is it too. I need you guys to verify this information. From my understanding, that this was supposed to be the 100-year anniversary of Delta State University, and they were supposed to be having an event. They were supposed to be having some type of event there, and they had to cancel it. So y'all let me know, is that true or not? And this is the coroner. They released a statement on the Delta State University website. And I'm going to tell you about the conversation that I had with them because I called. Y'all know, if you don't know, I'm nosy. I called. Yes, we did. It says the Bolivar County Coronary Office released a statement late on Monday, September 15th, in response to the death of Trey Reed, who officials said committed suicide at Cleveland campus of Delta State University earlier that day. DSU President Dan Insa said that despite the details of the hanging of the 21-year-old black man in Mississippi Delta, there's no evidence of foul play involved. So the county coronary office had to not return calls from the newspaper on Monday, but released the statement after internet social media accounts arose surrounding the facts of the case. So as soon as we start talking about it is actually when they're going to start releasing stuff. That's why it's important for us to be on this and talk about it, because if we don't, they're not going to release it. So as soon as they started talking about on social media, they released it. Many social media posts circulating that Reed had 2 broken legs, other injuries that would have prevented him from hanging himself. At 7:32 a.m., the county coronary office was notified by the Cleveland Police Department regarding an unresponsive individual on the campus of Delta State University at 8:08 a.m. Representatives from the coronary office arrived on the scene and observed an unresponsive subject hanging from the tree. The statement reads, "At the current time, we are conducting a thorough death investigation. Based on the preliminary examination, we can confirm that the deceased did not suffer any laceration, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injury consistent with assault." According to this, at this time, there's no evidence to suggest that the individual was physically attacked before the death. So this is what the coronary office was saying, but the family is saying something different. I want to see, because they had where it looks like the family actually talked. And that's what I want. I don't want to just show everybody else, but I'm glad they're starting to pick this up. But this was the first lady who I actually saw her video. This what woke me up this morning, her video.
Enough is enough.
Now look at that. Hold on.
Enough is enough.
They're cutting these videos in half, y'all. This is supposed to be 1 minute and 12 seconds. This is cut. Look.
No further information has been given. An initial report saying that he had a broken leg, they will not back any of that information up. So what actually happens to the black student they found hanging this morning at a university campus?
So basically, they cut this in a way to make it seem like she was aggressive towards the situation. If anybody watched this right now, you'll be like, wow, she's saying enough is enough. But that's not what she said this morning. That's not the full video. Now, this is a prime example of how they changed narrative. Did y'all just see that? This is what Miss Grace pays attention to. This is me behind the scenes. Hey, y'all, I'm in the studio, but I've been having trouble with my notifications going out. So I felt like this is the best way that I can get the most notifications out. So we're doing it this way. But y'all see what they just did? Go. This is my proof. Look, hold on. Look. Okay, let's put. Oh, now it's playing. Look, let's watch it. Oh, I'm about to. You trying to make me look stupid? Let's watch this. This thing was not just playing, y'all. Let's see.
To me, why they're not talking about the
Okay,
21-year-old
they see
black student.
exactly because we watched that little cut, it made it seem like she was saying something against it. Now the video playing. Oh, let's watch it.
Explain to me why they're not talking about the 21-year-old black
Wow,
student
that's
that was just
weird.
found hanging at a college campus. 7 a.m. Monday morning, a student found an African-American 21-year-old hanging from a tree at Delta State University. ESU has canceled classes and all campus activity
No.
after the discovery of the student.
Rizzo, I wasn't doing that on my own. I don't have time for that. Why would I make her look like she's saying something wrong and then I know she didn't say nothing wrong? I don't play those stupid games. Riz, it ain't even that type of party. Not at all. Because I know there's plenty of white people who find this troubling. Okay, so I wasn't trying to make her look wrong. That's TikTok, baby. That's TikTok.
Body was found near the center of campus. Authorities said the 21-year-old Trey Reed of Trinidad was found hanging from a tree near the university's pickleball court. Fellow African-American students are requesting to know what happened. Because I am a black student, hearing that happened to another black student, it really made me feel, it makes me feel unsafe. Another student was quoted saying, I have to walk to class and I have to walk down the track. It would be nice to know what actually happened. Student's family is begging for transparency. Please do your own research on this. Do not let them sweep anything under the rug. Enough is enough. But no further information has been given. In initial reports saying that he had a broken leg, they will not back any of that information up. So what actually happens to the black student they found hanging this morning at University Campus?
All right, I'm glad we got to see the whole thing because I know they cut that off. Let's see if we can see one more, and then we're going to go look at the news and see if it's any other updates. I know we're hearing a lot. I want to hear some type of updates of someone coming out because, you know, it'd be family members sometimes that make a video, and that's kind of what I want to see. I think hold on. So this is terrible. This is terrible. Let me go to this right here. This is Delta campus. I had went on their page. Oh, yeah. So when I called an hour before they actually made this release. And the release statement that released is basically the same thing they were saying. I called and I asked them how would they be addressing this particular situation involving the black student that was hanged. They said that there was 2 investigations going on and they're putting it in the authorities' hands to handle it. I said, are you going to be speaking about any changes that's going to be going on in the school related to the black student safety? And they said that they were going to make a statement today. And this statement does not really address the black kids' safety. But again, I would hope that I wasn't the only one to call. Yes, I called. And I'm going to call again and ask, and I pray that other people call to ask what the school is doing, because they're trying to put this off now just on the authorities as though their cameras wasn't working, as though no one saw anything at all. Yeah, that's the main first thing we have to figure out. Why wasn't the campus security around? Why the cameras wasn't working? And yeah, that type of stuff. Okay, because they do have a lot of Stopos on college campuses to actually protect kids. So we need to figure out what is their El Stopos. So this is actually them kind of gaslighting. I'm just going to be honest. On September 15, 2025, approximately at 7:32, Bolivar, please excuse my pronunciation. Hold on one second. Let me put this on the charger. County Coroner's Office notified by the Cleveland Police Department. Hold on, y'all. I don't want this to go dead. I got to put it on the charger. Okay. Yep. God got me doing this old school when I have all this equipment. I'll do whatever way you want me to, God. All right. So basically, they contacted the Cleveland Police Department regarding an unresponsive individual on the campus of Delta State University at 808, kind of what we were reading. Representative from the coroner office arrived at the scene at that time and observed the unresponsive subject hanging in from the tree with no sign of life being displayed. The individual was pronounced unalive and the next of kin was notified. The individual has been identified as a 21-year-old black male. At this current time, we are conducting a thorough death investigation based on the preliminary examination. I think I just read this to you. This was just verbatim. That they said that they had no physical this was a little bit different. We can confirm the deceased did not suffer any laceration, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injury consist of with an assault. At this time, there's no evidence to suggest that the individual was physically attacked before his death. The remains of the deceased are in the care of the coronary office and will be transported to the Mississippi State Crime Lab for autopsy. Further information will be provided once the autopsy results is finalized. We ask the community remain patient with the coronary office and other investigation agency as we work together all persistently to gain facts surrounding this investigation. Additionally, we ask that you respect the family as they navigate through these difficult times. And yes, that's why we're actually showing this, because we want to make sure that the family gets to be represented, that it don't get pushed under the rug. So now we're going to go on into this one, y'all. I hate doing it this way. Y'all see all of my stuff. But don't worry. If y'all hit the like button and y'all turn on y'all notifications, when I stream through my streaming equipment, you guys will get notification. Now, this is the other picture. That's why I said we do have to cross-reference. Hold on. Is this the... You see how they had this picture and said that this was the 36-year-old homeless guy? And then you go to the article, it's him. So this is what we have here. So this is about the student life cut short in Delta State University, kind of giving a background of that again. And then it goes into the other victim. And his name is Cory Zukatis, okay? So we got to make sure that you guys know his name as well. Cory Zukatis, who is a Caucasian man, okay? Hate is hate. And if y'all watch me, I told you guys that they were going to turn hate against each other. And if you're not part of that, you really have to be aware. And that's white America, Caucasian America, whatever you call yourself. If you're not part of these hate groups, you can be a target too. This ain't gaslighting. The people who fought with us, who marched with Martin Luther King, they were beat down. They were beat down just as bad as us because they were mad at you guys for standing with us. So remember that your life is on the line because these people are full of hate. But then if you don't stand up, you're going to be controlled by these people who are full of hate. That is real. That is real. This is a serious problem. This is why we're diverse here and we're separatists. If y'all down, hit the like button. Separating from the BS and calling out the truth no matter what side, who it is, or what's going on. We have to fix this. We don't play this gang stuff. This is terrible. And y'all know I serve homeless people. If y'all believe in Yahshua, y'all Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, he served people. He fed them with nothing. That's part of Yahshua MO. That's part of our MO. So we are not supposed to treat the homeless people like this. We are, before I go into this article, I got to just tell you, we're against everything that these Christians stand for in America. We supposed to feed the homeless. We don't take care of them. We beat them and allegedly disappear them. Don't give them resources. And then we have kids. We supposed to never be like hurt kids, kill them, sacrifice. We have the highest rate of child sex trafficking, abuse, as well as kidnappings on this side of America. Yep, that's two things against God. Yeah, and then, you know, just you see how serious this is? And then the way y'all treat the children of y'all, black people, the ex-slave, it's a lot of bad things going on that America is going to have to repent for. And that's what we're going to talk about here. And as long as we know what's going on, we highlight the facts and we move away from it and we pray, we're going to be good here, guys. But we're going to keep highlighting the facts. That's just the way it is, okay? So here is the white, and I'm saying it because y'all going to have some sympathy, because if I don't say it, if I don't gaslight y'all not going to pay attention. The coroner identified the deceased Brandon White, male, Cory Zukatis, that's his name, was homeless. His death was confirmed by Warren County Coroner Douglas Husky, who said Zukatis had been discovered about 10:30 a.m., but released no further information. Little is to be learned about Zukatis' latter days or the circumstances surrounding his unaliveness. No evidence indicate foul play. Sounding a little bit familiar. I guess that's not a color thing. It's just a foul play thing. It's just when people do foul play, they say it's no foul play. So no indication of foul play has yet been released by authorities, but the circumstances resemble the Reed death, namely both men suspended from trees in the state of Mississippi within several hours of one another, has the nation in an uproar. Public grief and high sight of suspicion. That's what we have. So the two tragedies, so-called in time of space, have generated huge speculations and bereavements on the internet. There are some voices suggesting that both might be even been suicide. Yeah, right. One user commented, 2 young people lynched in Mississippi, 2 children. They has aspirations and family. Police already trying to convince us that this is a suicide. So let me go into see something about the guy. The state troubled by its history. The stunning discovery brought forth old wounds in Mississippi, a state battered by a long and violent history of lynching and racial violence. Despite assertion by authorities that there is no immediate threat to the public, many are skeptical, pointing to the ugly pattern of rash conclusions. For Reed's peers, the loss is doubtably a large grievance. The bright-eyed young man, with his family life. The bright-eyed young man with his life ahead of him, I do apologize, has passed and has devastated the college students, colleagues, and overwhelmed teachers as well. For Zukatis, a man already ostracized through his status as a homeless person, the scrutiny around his passing is an unjust double-edged sword. Okay? Now, can we say we have a problem? Can we say we have a problem? Okay, it says, so let's read y'all comment. It says, man, stop the crap. Anyone can be a child of God or the devil. It's a matter of making the right decision in life. That's all. So choose wisely and stop the damn excuses. Yes, I agree with that. Michael, come on. Everyone needs to realize there is no they. We the people are failing at a moment where we should come together. Evil doesn't care about your views or labels. Thank you, DOP. Dope. Thank you. Using Charlie names to provoke viewership is concerning. My God give you all the grace you deserve. He would, because he wants me to make sense of this, because you heard the dog whistle. You heard what they said after Charlie Kirk death. They wanted revenge. Who do they want revenge on? And who did Charlie Kirk talk about against? Not only black people, homeless people. Didn't he talk about they can be extinguished? That they could just disappear? Huh? These are some of the facts about Charlie Kirk. This is some of his quote. Gay people should be stoned to death. Most people are scared when they see black pilot flying a plane. Taylor Swift should reject feminism and submit to her husband. No one should be allowed to retire. Leftists should not be allowed to move to red state. British colonialism was what made the world decent. Can I keep going? The guy who assaulted, it says Pelosi should be bailed out. Bad, bad. Promoting violence. And it's not just against black people. He's talking about white people too. He's just full of hate. And you said, sorry that I provoked his name. He provoked it, all of this. He was trying to provoke a civil war with all of his rhetoric every time he went to a school and provoked a crowd of Caucasian kids to be full with misconceptions, skewed facts. Because you talking about he got the facts, he got the skewed facts and misconception. Yeah, we have to bring him in because these chain of events seems to have led to this. Even though I will say there has been a number of truckers that has been missing and becoming unalive that we could talk about too. And that started to get out of hand as soon as Trump got in office. We could talk about that. So vaccine requirements for medical apartheid, gun deaths are acceptable in order to have the Second Amendment right. Women natural places under her husband's control. Parents should prevent their girls from taking birth control. George Floyd had it coming. 1964 Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake. Can we keep going? He had the hate that live, and y'all, and you are supporting it? Huh? I'm just trying to figure this out. Let me get to a few more of your comments, and we're going to get off this live. I just wanted to, do a more respectable live. I was fine with my live earlier, but was high strung, then I calmed down. You know, as a black woman, as a mother who got a kid in college, and then got my black son the same age, I just saw a mirror. I was hurt, and I'm still hurt. But we got to come with some logic. And then now to see, I'm like, whoa, a white homeless person. Okay. I'm in my feelings, but we got to come out of this. Okay, something's going on. This is a hate thing. This is a hate that hate. Even go watch the Mormon reaction video I did, or watch the full Mormon video of the young lady. It's under the video I did last night. She explained why she justified her hate and the reason for purification when she was taught about Mormonism as a kid, the confusing history, the lies, the fairy tales. Some of you guys got to think back of what you were taught and then compare it and read history. No more listening to, short rhetoric, short lines, people just highlighting certain things. I say something, go back. I do a Bible. I talk about a Bible story. Go listen to it. Go back and say, oh, she lying. She don't know what she talking about. Prove me wrong. But you're going to build yourself with that. Stop falling for the propaganda. That's why we're talking about this. This is serious. You got kids being missing. You got migrants allegedly. Now that's conspiracy, but they being dropped off in the ocean. Y'all heard about that? I don't know. You all got to throw some conspiracy in there. Shut up. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm dead serious. Okay. So, what do you think of Dr. Clark? I don't know. I don't deal with any Muhammads. I don't pay attention to what Muslims say or do. I'm not involved. I have nothing to do with that. You wasn't like this yesterday. You was a big and bad and talking about him, saying he deserved it. What happened? I never said Charlie Kirk deserved it. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. He just said that somebody had to die to keep the Second Amendment in order. So maybe God fulfilled his words. I wasn't talking big and bad. I'm talking truth. What you want me? I'm not mourning Charlie Kirk. You want me to mourn him? I'm not mourning him. I don't know that man. And everything he represented, it don't cause me to respect him. Just because you died doesn't mean that it wiped everything you did all in your life. If you was a rapist and a killer in your life and you die, you think somebody gonna mourn you? So what are you saying? I'm talking the same stuff. My tone may change depending on the subject matter and how wrapped up I am. But baby, I don't back foot. I don't. I always talk that I have love for Caucasian people who are not full of the mixture of the Horites. I kind of explained that to y'all. It's different kind of Caucasian people. That's what I believe. And I believe some of them are filled with something wicked. Go look in the Bible. Some of those Caucasian people went into the Caucasus Mountains and mixed with the Horites. Y'all are different type of people. They're a different type of people. They don't have a soul like us. That's what I believe from the Bible. So I'm not going to change what I'm talking about. But there are some that are amazing people, good-hearted. It is what it is. If it wasn't for this one Caucasian lady, and I love her to death, I would have had so much trouble getting my son out of high school. Cause she helped me. She was a liaison. He was chilling, doing his thing, and I'm fighting with her every day to make sure he do his work until the point I was pooped. She picked up the torch. So this is not, when I talk about color, I can talk about color, but that doesn't mean that I feel with hate. I speak truth. Now it's some categories that we all fit into, that we do. Something you'll find more black people wearing scarves than bonnets. When people get mad about that, that's the truth. What the hell? Some things we fall under. You find some Caucasian people who don't use washcloth. It's a good amount of them. I got to bring that back up. Shut up. Y'all tell me if y'all use washcloth. Shut up. I don't know why I brought that back up again. That was something I heard y'all talk about. And that's, what you want me to do? Not say it, and then y'all come under the thing like, that's not me. Just like if they say all they hood, all these black people do this, and I'll come and represent myself and say, no, it's not me. So you do that. But don't think I'm a backtrack. What you talking about? You wasn't saying that yesterday. He get what he put out. Is that what I said? I'll say it today. I'm going to get what I put out. And I don't put out hate. I put out the truth. So, what you want me to say? Anyway, y'all done? I think that's the last comment. I think we good. Thank you for being with us. I hope I shed some more light on both of these cases. I hope that Don Lemon follow up. Who follow him, who don't. I don't care. Just shed light on this situation. I'll be calling back to see what the school is doing, because they think somebody just gonna sit up there. I'm gonna let the police handle it. That's what they said. They was really nice on the phone. But I'm not about to play with them. I'm going to be a concerned mother, and I don't know if I'm the only one, and I hope I'm not. I'm like, what are you doing to change policy and procedures in the school? Your camera was off. What's going on? If I have to write a letter, that's what I'm going to do. At least I know I free my soul from some of this pain by just doing just a little bit of something. So if y'all feel like doing a little bit of something, go ahead, take the torch. Make y'all comments. Go on TikTok. Tag the school, ask questions, go under their page, because I sure enough went under there right here, under this comment right here. That was their statement an hour ago, because when I talked to them, they said they was going to be making a statement. I thought they were going to come out and make a statement, but this is what they put out for today, 3 hours ago. Today, we remain heartbroken at the loss of our students. Trey Reed, last night, hundreds of students gathered on campus for a prayer visual. In honoring his life, we continue to hold each other close in these days ahead. Delta Student University are aware of the statement released overnight, by the Bolivar County Coroner Office. We continue to cooperate with the law enforcement in this investigation. Our focus remains on supporting Trey's family, friends, and Delta student community as we continue to grieve this loss together. Counseling service remain available for students through their counseling session. So I'm glad they are banding together, and something positive is happening as far as counseling. But yeah, let's see what happened. If I hear anything else as far as an update, I will let y'all know. I pray that Trey's family actually go get another autopsy done, because something is not right. And next week we'll probably follow up, just throw something in between where we talk about these missing truckers, okay? Because they blew the dog whistle on us, and we didn't even know it. And it's not just Black America. Everything that they hated, JoJo, if you poor, because I know you ain't rich, because you right here on the internet just watching us, you a regular, smegular, middle class, or below the income, white person or a person full of hate, and they will off you too. You're a casualty. Charlie Kirk, had a lot of money and a lot of connections, and he became a casualty for the party. Trump is still walking, breathing, and don't give a damn. And guess what? He has the other guy to continue the legacy. So laughing my ass off, baby. The blind leaving the blind. Love you guys. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for being with me. Hit the like button.